Hey, what's going on, everybody? Rob Satch from Feedbackwrench. I want to show you how to set up a Facebook pixel, how to find out if you have a Facebook pixel installed. Now, remember, the Facebook pixel is so that you can track and make audiences, and that's what this is going to be about. How do you create audiences and create events that you can use in your Facebook advertising? The year is 2019. We're coming to the end of it. Things have changed a little bit. So this is in 2020. How do you set up a Facebook pixel? How do you set up Facebook audiences to do remarketing? And I got my little son back there. He's making some noise. So real quick, here's how you can tell if your website already has a Facebook pixel. You'll want to check this before you start making more pixels. If you just right click into the screen, now I'm using Chrome and I go down to view page source, this is the code that makes my website go. Now when I hit Control F, which is find, Control F is find, and I type in the word pixel, you will see down here, I see something interesting, which is my Facebook pixel code. Sorry, well, there it is. So from here to here is my Facebook pixel code. This is in my website because I set this up. Now you can't be using regular Facebook for your business in order to do this. You are limited, and what you'll need to do is, rather than just looking at your page and messing around in your settings, which is important, if you go to settings and you go down to page roles here, that's how you add more people in there, connect an Instagram account, but that's not how you create the Facebook pixel, particularly in 2020. What you will need to do is you will need to create a business.facebook.com. Go to business.facebook.com. Even if you have a regular Facebook page already, go to business.facebook.com and create a business profile. Once you create the business profile, you will see a page like this. In business profile, you'll see that there's three types of actual assets that you'll primarily use. You have what's called an ad account, you have your page, and then you have like your Instagram page. Now, when you're here, if you go to the business settings, once you get your business.facebook.com account, what we're going to do is we're going to create a Facebook ad account. And once the Facebook ad account is up and we've connected the pages, we are able to create the pixel. So let's go to business settings to create the Facebook pixel in 2020. 2020 is when things have changed just a little bit, and I want this video to rank for that. So this is meant to be, how do you update your Facebook page in 2020? Now you'll see there's people. When you come in here, you have people, pages, which is your Facebook pages. People are people that you might have as administrators or owners of different sites. If you wanted to add somebody, you'd have to first add them as a person who can then be assigned to a page or an ad account or an Instagram account. So in order to do this, we're going to go to pages and we're going to hit add and make sure we hit add. And you either add a page that you currently are an administrator of, request access to a page that you're not an administrator of, or create a new page. That's how you add your Facebook page. Once your Facebook page is in, that's just one little part. You'd also want to go in and create an ad account. You can hit add ad account. In the ad account, you can either add an ad account that you're already an administrator of, request access to one, or create a new one. You can only create one or two ad accounts. I think it might be 3 per user. So you would have to request access to one for a business that maybe you're helping or something like that. Now, in order to do the Facebook pixel, which is how you do the Facebook categories or audiences and events, you're going to hit data sources on the left here. So again, we're in business settings, data sources, pixels. And once you get to pixel, you go up here to add. Now, here's how this works. We'll just call this Feedbackwrench's pixel. Let's put my website in there, feedbackwrench.com. And I'm going to hit continue. And what's going to happen here is this is eventually going to kick out. I'm going to set up the pixel now, or I can just continue managing my business and do some stuff. But let's show you how to do this. So let's do set up the pixel now. And what's kind of cool is in WordPress right now, they have a plugin that you could use in WordPress, or you can edit your website's code to set it up or do it manually. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go set up manually, and here's what you've got. You've got this bunch of code, which is essentially JavaScript. When you click this, I'm going to go in, and if you read this here, it's saying copy and paste this pixel code into the header section of your website. When we looked at the code is there's this top section. Now I have a whole bunch of things in here, but the head section is in the beginning of the website, which is basically here on up, and there's a bunch of coding information when you get everything in there. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to click this to copy it. Now, let's just imagine for a second I had a Squarespace. So how do you add, in 2020, how do you add the Facebook pixel and create remarketing lists on Squarespace? You log in, you go to settings. Once you're in settings, you're going to go down to advanced. And once you're in advanced, you're going to do the code injection. So settings, advanced, code injection. And right here, you'll see this is where you're going to add that code. Once you add that code, you're going to hit the save button, save it. And once you save it, you would want to refresh it, publish the page and everything. And once that's there, you will just hit continue. Now I'm going to go back because I don't want this other one here. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to cancel this whole thing. But once you're there, you would have been able to hit test and it would show you whether or not that's there. So once that pixel is there, now what I want you to do is I want you to head over to shared audiences, or we can even go back here and go to the F. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to audiences. Up here in audiences, in 2020 things look a little bit different. Go to audiences. Now what you're going to have to do is you're going to need to get your ad account, and once you get your ad account you can go create audience, and I'm going to create a custom audience here. So custom audience means I'm going to say people who've either been to my website or been to a particular page on my website. I'm going to create an audience of them, or a lookalike audience would take a current group of people that have our pixel in their browser, and then we're going to create a lookalike. But I'm going to do custom audience, and I'm going to say people who've been to our website. Once we get that, I'm going to say all visitors. So this is kind of interesting. So this is on my pixel, right? I could change to a different pixel. I'd say all visitors, or I could say people who visited a specific page. So either all website visitors over a certain amount of days, or people who visited specific web pages, or visitors by time spent. You could say people who have been on your site a certain amount of time. And then you have events. We'll cover events in just a second, but I want to do people who visited a specific web page for the last, and you can do up to, if you mouse over, you can see you can do up to 180 days. What I'm going to do is 90 days, because 90 days, and then you'll see the URL. I'm going to paste the URL, and you can either say it doesn't contain, equals, or contains. I tend to use contains. And then what I'll do is I'll hop over to my website, and what I want to do is let's look at people who have looked at, let's go to my blog here real quick, and I want to say all the people who have watched Construction for Home Builders. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this URL. It's kind of a big ugly URL. This is not the best setup at all. I end up, and we're going to head back, and I'm going to say anything that contains that, that's what we're going to use. Now I'm going to name the audience. You're going to go down here and you're going to say construction. So just name it so you can actually remember it. Construction website audience, and I say 90 day, right? Now you could do 3 days. Whenever you're creating an audience, I'm going to be able to create ads now that would serve up to this audience. People are in this audience for 90 days, and that means that they're going to be getting those ads that I create and use this for 90 days. Then you hit create audience. Once you've created the audience, doggone it, now you can say create a lookalike audience of that, or just jump right into creating an ad. Creating a lookalike would say, it's a little bit different, but you'll eventually have this group of people that look similar to who is going there. Let's go to create an ad, and when you get into the ad manager, and this is kind of let's go to quick creation. I like quick creation better. So let's just say construction. So here's your campaign. Let's just say I want to go for traffic, or I could go for reach or brand awareness. Usually I do traffic, or you're trying to get conversions, and we'll talk about conversions a different time. But you name your ad set, and you create your ad, and essentially we'd hit save to draft. And under the ad set, so you're going to have some settings under your campaigns. I'm not going to walk you through everything, but under the ad set here, you would be able to go down and let's zoom out a little bit and go to your audience. So use a saved audience, and construction. Well, We'll see if it's going to be there. That's funny. Anyways, it's going to be in here. It just hasn't gone over yet because it just takes a second. So you select it, and once it's selected, you kind of say okay, and that's how you do the custom audience, folks. That's how you get set up in 2020 to create a pixel, create custom audiences. Then you'd be able to use them in your campaigns. Good luck with everything you're doing.